you're new to the channel, you may not be aware that I like to spend money.
Come on, don't bullshit me.
Case in point. But believe it or not, there are some things I am a huge cheap ass on. Wait a minute. The guy that pisses away money and buys tons of stupid stuff, like on this series of videos right here? That's right. As the Extreme channel is pushing towards 50,000 subscribers, these are just a few of the statues we are giving away on the journey there. If you want to know how to win one, stay tuned for later in the video. Hey, thanks for tuning into the Extreme channel. We're normally about an extreme lifestyle, traveling, collectibles, and unfortunately, or fortunately, that I'm able to do it, that costs money. And I spend money foolishly. I enjoy doing it, and there is no doubt in my mind that I have foolishly pissed away more money than I ever want to know. Thankfully, on the flip side of that, I do manage to save some money on things that I just don't think are worth it. So today we're going to look at both, and a few of them almost contradict and or complement each other. We'll talk about that. But obviously one thing, not going to make a big deal about this, but I like to buy high-end collectibles, statues, autographed memorabilia, and of course comics. That's the primary basis of this channel. Not really a surprise. Also with that is vacations. I've done so many vacation segments, I probably go on vacation 6 to 10 times per year. I definitely think those are worth the money. Now diving into that a little bit more, and it's interesting that I don't mind spending money on this. In fact, I like to, where I used to never do this. And that is moving to the front of the line. So whether this is in an airport or at a theme park, if there is a fast pass or get to the front of the line option, global entry to Universal Studios fast pass, I will buy it every single time because I just hate waiting, which is such a contradiction because 20 years ago in my life, I would probably get a plane and be one of those people that are last boarded so I could save money. And even if it had 9 connections to get me to the same place and save me 20 bucks, I would have done it. Where now, I'll pay twice as much just to have a better time of the day flight. And staying on flights, you guys know, not only for vacations, but for work, I travel all the time. So thankfully, I have a lot of status with the airlines, and a lot of times I get bumped to first class. But if I'm ever not bumped, chances are I'm paying to move to first class. Simply for the room, and I definitely get my money's worth in alcohol. Which is kind of funny because that's the next thing I like to spend money on. Not just alcohol in general, but I'm more of a top shelf guy. While pop-off vodka might do, I have to go to at least Belvedere or above. This is especially true when it comes to whiskeys and tequilas. In fact, stay tuned because Mrs. X and I have a blind liquor taste test coming in the next month or two. Now we're going to come back to stuff I'll spend my money on. And like I said, a few of these will complement the other category, but that's what we'll talk about now, the other category. Stuff I refuse to spend my money on. And some of it you guys have probably already guessed. Number one is new clothes. I wear the same clothes over and over. I hate to purchase new clothes. Mrs. X is the same way. It's embarrassing when some of the shirts we have on are in photos of us 20 years ago. It's just not our thing. However, conversely though, we like to buy jewelry. And not a lot of quantity of jewelry, but as you can see in this video right here where I actually talked about my watch collection, we like to buy some really higher end stuff, especially for Mrs. X. While she may not have 50 different pairs of earrings or 50 different rings, the couple that she has of each are very, very nice. Along with appearance, if you can't tell, I cut my own hair. Yes, I cut my own hair. Simply for the fact that I hate the whole process of going somewhere and having hair on you when you drive home. So I just cut my own hair, use a razor, few trims here and there. That's why it looks so great. Not really, but I do cut my own hair. Now, while this isn't a huge deal, but Mrs. X and I like to eat out, so we spend a decent amount of money on eating out. We go to really nice places. We don't go all the time, but when we do, I'm a big believer in tips. I'm a huge tipper. I think that any time that you tip under 20%, like at a restaurant, you're just foregoing it. I've been known to tip 50 and 100% because that's something I think that's worth spending money on, especially when you get great service. Next one is a contradiction. All right. So if you go into a grocery store and you buy packaged sliced deli meat, I don't like to do that, but I like to get it straight from the deli, which is like 3 times more expensive. But conversely, I'm not super picky about my meat.
That's what she said.
Especially red meat. While I will buy the top grade they have in that store, I have no problem buying it from Walmart. I don't need to order from Snake River Farms or Omaha Steaks, although I have many times. Also in a grocery store, I will buy produce anywhere. As long as it looks fine, I have no problem buying the cheapest stuff out there. This one's kind of a contradiction. We no longer go to the movie theater for multiple reasons. One is you can wait 2 weeks and you can buy it for half the price at home. but we just don't want to spend the money of, $40 or $50. We go maybe 2-3 times a year. But we have almost every single streaming service and Apple Music. We probably spend $150 a month on those alone. Not to mention buy the digital version of the movie the second it comes out. Which nowadays, with so many different streaming services, is just stupid because it's going to be on one of those streaming services you already pay for. Another thing about the grocery store. So I live in a state that most stores don't supply plastic bags. The few ones that do charge you 10 cents each. I will carry all that shit to my car with no other bags. I have no problem with that. I am not going to spend money on plastic bags. Although that has bit us in the ass recently because all the small trash cans in our house, when we got plastic bags for free, we would use those as the bag so we could save money. I spend a lot of money on my children buying stupid junk for them. If they're at an amusement park, there's no doubt we're going to spend a lot of money, and I'm not talking about tickets to the amusement park. Or if we're just in a shopping area in general, the stupidest, ridiculous junk. Similar to the stuff I buy, like here's another episode of that stupid stuff I bought. All right, another controversy. We only buy new cars. We will not buy used, certified pre-owned. It's just not in us. Although my youngest starts driving on his own in a few months, we're probably going to do that for him. But also homes. We are in our 5th home. Every single one we have built. We only buy brand new homes. But conversely, we won't spend money on home repairs. We will YouTube the shit out of that and figure out how it's done. There's been a few exceptions where we had to call someone, but we will not spend money. We avoid that every chance we get. A few things statue related I don't spend money on. I spent a lot of money on Module cases and other display options. I actually get criticized a lot of times. You need to get better display options for your statues. While I spent tons and tons of money on this, I will never do built-ins. Not necessarily because of the cost, although that is part of it. Part of it is I don't want to permanently alter my house. While we've been here for 10 years, I don't know how much longer we would be. Also with statues, I want to let you know something I never pay for. I never pay for insurance when I ship a statue, under any circumstances. Don't get me wrong, I probably had 30 or 40, if not more, break in transit where I had to cover it. But I've had 5 that I insured fully and it broke during transit, properly packaged. Every single time after a 2-3 month claim process, I'm denied. It's a fucking scam, UPS. So the last thing is high-tech gear. Do you know how many Apple devices we have on our account right now with our cell phone provider? Probably about 30, and there's only 5 of us. Everyone has Apple Watches and iPads and AirPods and iPhones. Pretty sure there's some other device that I have as well. But we love to spend money on high-tech stuff. Always have the newest Ultra Watch. I was like the first person in my state to get it. Just love spending money on that kind of cool crap. So that's it. I'm sure there's plenty more in both categories, but I want to hear from you. What are things that you will not spend money on that other people do, or vice versa, stuff you will spend money on that other people think is a waste? Make sure to check out the other comments below. I love to interact with you guys. It'd be cool to see what everybody says. And also that comment could win you a statue. We will be giving all of these statues away, plus additional ones at every 5,000 subscriber milestone. To win one of these statues, all you have to do is make sure you've liked this video, you've subscribed to the channel, you've hit that bell notification, and then just drop a comment below. Every 5,000 subscriber milestone, we are going to do a random drawing and pick a random comment and give one of these statues away, plus some additional ones I'm not showing right now. The more videos you comment on, the higher your chances are to win. Different video today. I'm predicting it's not going to do very well, but I appreciate you watching, and I'll talk to you soon. I got to go buy something stupid, and also not.